All right, welcome to Skip the Formalities. I am your host, John. We got Josh, we got AJ, and we got Yul. And this is your panel for today. Here we're talking about Juneteenth and July 4th. What's the celebration? Why are we celebrating? Now we know Juneteenth just became a federal holiday, and it's essential to Black people. It's very important. You know, it symbolizes our freedom in the South. We know that. Now, is it a token holiday? Is it just given to us so we can shut up? So we can sit down, so we can be quiet? I want to hear everybody's opinion. So panel, I'm gonna let you take it away. Where we stand?
Ladies first.
I was just going to say that. Well,
AJ, you outnumbered.
AJ, you might as well get used to that. It's going to be a whole bunch of ladies first. Whole bunch.
Well, you know, as a person who has celebrated Juneteenth like before just this last week, because they literally made it a holiday Thursday. You know what I mean? And Juneteenth was Saturday. So they literally signed it into law on Thursday. And the part that got me was that the Senate and the House passed it unanimously. Nobody voted against it. So in a world where Black people, they still vote on if we should have voting rights. You know what I mean? Like, it's still, that's not unanimous. Nothing that helps us is unanimous. So for them to go ahead and everybody's like, oh, let's just agree with this and get this off the books. To me, that's what it was. But as a person who always celebrated Juneteenth since I can remember it being brought up, and that was like college. It really wasn't taught in high school or anything. It was like higher education. When you learn about that, I knew nothing about it. You know, at this point, I just thought it was pretty sad that they would think that Juneteenth can come and they can say, well, now it's a holiday. I thought that it was a token holiday because it was something to quiet us against all of our other problems, all the other police brutality, you know, killing our kids, our fathers, and you know, brothers on the street, or equality. Like we still not equal. Like we really still not equal. And I'm a person who I don't believe in equal like something that we should have the same as them. I think we should have our own, but we should have just as much or just as much access as they do. But 4th of July, I'm really not. Whose independence are we really celebrating? It's a white man's holiday. Just, I mean, all of these holidays, I guess you can pick and choose. I celebrate Christmas, but you know, I like giving gifts. But hey, what do? You join in, or where do you put your foot down? Where do you draw the line? You know, some stuff is just instilled in you because this is what you did growing up. And then there are things like the Juneteenth you didn't really know about it. And then how do you, as a Black person, you incorporate it into your life? You know, it's not something that you knew about until you knew about it. But when you know better, you do better.
So
Very well said.
That makes me wonder if this is going to be something that they incorporate in education now.
It should be. It has to be now. It would have to be now. Yeah.
And that's what made me look at the recognition of it as a token holiday. July 4th, you know, it celebrates the independence of separating those American ties from the British, how the case is, and the development of the Constitution, the development of certain bills and rights today that still limits, as you said, AJ, that still limits the freedoms of Black people across America. So it's celebrating Juneteenth. If celebrating that is celebrating our freedom, but we still not really free.
Hey, Jay Smooth.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is AJ?
Do you do this on a recording? This is what you do?
I do. I do.
Can we limit the language? like the
Right.
language.
Hey, yeah, Josh.
I'm just saying who AJ is. You just can't be having those members in the group.
Can I use my initials, please?
Josh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. AJ, I got it now. Okay, I'm sorry.
You called me Pocky like 5 minutes ago. I bet you they was like, what is he saying?
I mean the name. Clearly, you can see the names of everybody. Like,
Right.
just
That
Josh, you can't drop it. Josh, you
Moses
can't
is
drop the
slow.
F-bomb.
We should change his name to Moses.
he had the gray hair to fit. Anyway,
John, go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry, man.
I forgot lost my dead train of thought. It just made
That's 3 minutes editing.
Right.
That's 3 minutes editing.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna edit it out. I'm gonna keep it there because Josh crazy. He's crazy. But yeah, it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, what is this holiday really for? And I really think it's really to shut us up, to say, here's another token, so y'all can sit back and be quiet. But hey, the following week we still gonna have another death, another Black unarmed death, whether it's a kid or whatever. We still gonna have that. Shoot, prior to that, then we just had an Asian just shoot at a little Black boy.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, then we had them get their hate
shot
bill.
the boy. He actually shot the boy.
He shot the boy.
The bullet went through his arm.
And then prior to that, the Asians got a hate bill, but we still haven't got anything.
Right.
We get symbolism, but we're not getting anything ironclad.
Right.
And personally, I'm not going to celebrate Juneteenth because there's too many issues that are happening, and they just keep giving us these little tokens, but nothing ironclad. There's nothing on the books that's saying, hey, here you are, here's your freedom. We're no longer gonna treat you as property. We're no longer gonna treat you as a subpar community. We're no longer gonna give you systematic racism. We're no longer gonna do this. We're no longer gonna do that. That's not happening. But we're gonna take Uncle Ben off a goddamn box because he's Black and it's ran by a white-owned company. Come on now. We're gonna take Master off the master bedroom because Master is something that was used back in racism. Come on. Ain't nobody asking for these fucking symbolism tokens to give so we can feel comfortable and feel better about ourselves. Can I walk down the street and not look at like, oh, you know what? There go a Black man right there. He may try to rob us. Let's walk across the street. Oh, clutch your purse a little closer. Oh, no. I don't agree with this federal token that's being given to us.
I just don't on that one. I'm with you on that one. We don't have there's a lot more other stuff, but you know what? As you was talking, as both of y'all was talking, you and AJ was talking, I was just thinking, Black Lives Matter, all this stuff that's went on before this. Ask yourself this: when any other organization or group decides they want to change policy, what is the first thing they do? They organize, then they get the funds together, then they create lobbyists to send to Washington. How come Black Lives Matter never sent any lobbyists to Washington to enforce any points that they were trying to enforce? Because they didn't have any points. They were using generalistic statements, all lives matter, Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 blah. How does that help? What does that change? What policy does that change? Nothing. They collected money, federal money, citizens' money, all type of donations and contributions, and where did it go? Every other organization has lobbyists. Where are the Black Lives Matter lobbyists? The fact that they don't have any shows you that there's no agenda. If there's no agenda, that means there's no plan. So just looking at it from that aspect, Juneteenth, I'm with you, John. It's token. It's token. Mm-hmm. I mean, you passed an Asian hate crime bill in the time it takes to say their name. And here we are fighting all the time, and we can't even get that on the conversation. But then where's our Black leaders that are bringing this to the forefront? Whether it's entertainment, whether it's religious, whether it's political, nobody's saying anything. But all we keep hearing is Black Lives Matter, and they're still marching, they're still protesting. But if there's no demands, what's the purpose of the protest? If at the end of the day, what did we get out of the protest? Juneteenth? That's it?
That's it.
We should be satisfied.
That's it. They still making laws down in the South to stop Black people from voting.
And again, how think about this. How the hell does Georgia have so many things happen to it year after year? Think about this. Every election, every 4 years, somebody from the North has to go down South to help their election issues. Why?
Mhm.
Why? Every 4 years.
Yeah.
The Black people down in the Black people in Georgia don't know how to go to their polling stations and protest
No.
or open it.
No.
A little different. A little different in Georgia.
This is the thing I don't understand. Why? Why is it different?
I wanted to just address what you were saying about the Black Lives Matter lobbyists. Okay, so Black Lives Matter is like an organization. It's not a political organization, and lobbyists are paid by companies in order to go down and lobby for them. So Black Lives Matter, they basically protesters, activists. You know what I mean? They're not lobbyists.
No. I got that part. That you're right. They're not. But once you start collecting finances, they were collecting finances. They were collecting federal finances. So if they're collecting money, where's the money going?
Well, I'm saying that to say because Black Lives, I'm not a fan of none of it. Let me be clear on that. I'm saying that to say maybe the money go to attorneys or whatever it is, fees that they have. I don't know where the money go, but the point that I was trying to make is about Black people and what we do. So we obviously don't know how to get an organization together in order to do the right thing, which is to lobby. What you're saying, that would be the right thing to do for us to figure out how to get some lobbyists. But Black people, the first thing we do is we want to go protest, right? So that's basically our main thing. And what happens is they put Juneteenth on the books because they're tired of hearing us cry, because that's basically what protesting is. Like, we out here crying about all of these things that's going on. That's the first thing we do. We protest, right? So they're like, well, here you go, shut up. Now you don't got to protest about this. Be quiet for a minute. They try to quiet us down because they think that we talking too much. So you notice how our leaders they get murdered. We don't have a lot of people that stand up and are profound like the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's. We don't have a lot of those profound leaders because when they talk too much, they get murdered. You know what I mean? Something happens to them. Their lives get destroyed. Their families get destroyed. They try to bring up something from the past that discredit our leaders. So a lot of us can't speak up or don't speak up. And then just like, look what happened to Ice Cube when he tried to say, well, I want to sit down and talk to leadership. Basically, who's going to talk to me? People took that like, oh, he going to talk to Trump. You know what I mean? F him. He ain't here. Uncle Tom, they basically went ham. He asked to talk to both parties. Kamala, whatever her name is, and Biden said, we'll talk to you after the election. They still haven't talked to this man. All he was doing was trying to figure out what can happen for us. Okay, that would be a form of lobbying, but guess what Black people did? They said he whack as hell. Why'd they do that? Because we don't use our thought process for the whole good of the group. Opinionated and don't know what the opinion should be. You know, too opinionated and don't know what the opinion should be. Too divided. Don't know why. You know what I mean? So I get definitely what you're saying about lobbyists. We need that. The problem is we don't have the right backing to send out lobbyists in order to lobby for us as a group. We don't have it.
So let me jump in here. So just jumped on a few points that you have pointed out, which Black Lives Matter group, I definitely have my issues with them as well. I guess I'm wondering if, and I'm kind of like on the page with you, I wonder what their agenda is. What their agenda is, because
do you want to know for real? Are you just saying?
Oh, I definitely want to know. It's never a shortcoming on what I want to know. Like, I definitely want to know.
You want me to tell you what all this is about?
Well, let me hit a few points really quick.
Please do.
And I was there when Ice Cube said that he wanted to go and talk to leadership, and the impression that I got from that was, yes, I'm gonna be honest, I got sellout. You know, I'm like, oh, he want to go talk to the Trump administration and try to talk on behalf of Black people. And we already knew Trump was not for that. He was a bigot. He was a racist. It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. And even with Biden, it's pretty much the same thing. I really think Biden is only really doing stuff for the Black community, the limited stuff he's doing for the Black community, because of what Obama put him in place to do. Was bring him on as Vice VP, looked out for him and his son when his son was on his deathbed and all that stuff. I really think that's like, oh, this is my repayment to the Black community for being a part of Obama's administration. So
you think that Biden is helping Black people for Obama, who never helped Black people?
I think there's an association of tokenism there.
I think that Obama had no intentions to help. You can't help Black people and become the president.
No, I'm not saying Obama. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I feel like Biden is doing association by saying like, oh, well, I was part of the Obama administration and I got a Black woman. Let me do something to try to settle the Black people down. Because Obama didn't do anything. Sure enough, we agreed there. But he brought a Black woman on as his VP.
She not Black.
Okay, her claim to be Black, or her identity as a woman is what he brought along.
Pretty much.
Right. She had dark skin.
And
she got dark skin, so she was able to fool some Black people into calling her Black, that she's not.
Well, I feel like he's making decisions based on those associations to be an acceptance of the Black community.
To an extent,
I'm not saying it's a full-on agenda, but I think some of the little things that he's doing is in that room of association. And in my opinion, that's how I feel.
Let me bring perspective. Break this down to you. Jay Smooth, AJ, you, every last one of y'all are right. To a certain degree, every last one of y'all are right. Now, I'm gonna break this down into spots. Let me ask y'all a question. Who the fuck told the federal government we wanted them to pass Juneteenth as a law? We've been celebrating Juneteenth for fucking years without them. Nobody asked them shit.
Yes.
Nobody said, hey, we want, no, I'm gonna tell you what this is. And it slipped past a lot of people. It almost got past me, but them motherfuckers, they ain't that good. I want y'all to go online, and all the ladies and gentlemen, listen out here. Go online, go to every city, and search Juneteenth celebration, and search you, Jay Smooth, AJ. What did the Juneteenth colors used to be? They were black, red, and green.
Yep.
They're not that anymore. They're the colors of the LGBT. Juneteenth is the same holiday as the LGBT. That's why they did it. That's what it is. Look in Detroit, Michigan, downtown right now, celebrating Juneteenth. It's a queer celebration.
Here
in Texas, same thing. It's a pride thing. It's the pride thing. That's why they passed it. They didn't pass it because they like Black people. The LGBT leached they fucking queer fucking hands onto Juneteenth.
That's why my name AJ.
Shit. They put their hands, they leashed their hands onto what was already ours, which we told nobody we needed a day to celebrate it. We've been celebrating Juneteenth all by ourselves for years.
Yeah.
Nobody told the federal government to step in, but the LGBT didn't like it. And they said, we want to be a part of that holiday. They linked it together. When you look at the legislation that's on, it's all together. LGBT and Juneteenth. Now the colors are the gay colors with the red, black, and green. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? That's why they did it. They didn't do it because they like black folk. They did it because the Obama administration, along with the Biden administration, is funded by the LGBT. And they do their bidding. And that's why they did it. That's the agenda here. The agenda is anything that we have that's black and that's strong, they're going to turn it into a I don't even know what the words I can use, man. They're going to turn into a gay festival. You think I'm lying? Look, it's right there. Pull it up. Right down there in downtown Detroit, here in downtown Dallas, St. Louis, Minneapolis, Cincinnati, everywhere there's a Juneteenth celebration, it's a pride fest. How'd that happen? Didn't used to be that way.
I'm still trying to figure out when did Pride Month become June?
Bruh.
I think, yeah, it's Pride Month in June.
I've been trying to figure that out for the longest.
But do y'all see what they did now? Do you see it now?
And Father's Day is in June too. It's a slap in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they did. So Biden didn't say, oh man, we gotta get something to black people. We gonna get, bro, they've been playing this. We gonna get an LGBT Juneteenth. Because the LGBT not only wanted a month, they wanted a day. And their day, it just happens to be on the same day as Juneteenth. The fuck out of here, man. I'm sorry, language.
What about July 4th? Like, I haven't celebrated July 4th in a very long time. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say if somebody's barbecuing, I'm not gonna go try to get a rib on. But I'm not like, yeah, independence, because that's not my independence. You know what I mean? So what about that? So if you're saying you're not gonna celebrate Juneteenth because they made this a holiday, but what about before they made it a holiday? Did you think that was it something to celebrate? Like, was it something to celebrate? Or are you still celebrating the 4th of July?
No. I'm going to always celebrate Juneteenth. Always. Like, I've been celebrating Juneteenth. We always gonna celebrate Juneteenth. But what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna make it a Pride Day. We're not gonna do that.
Right, yeah.
Well, they're gonna make it a Pride Day. It's not about whether we make it a Pride Day. They're gonna make it a Pride Day. That's out of our hands, whether they go and they protest up and down the street or whatnot. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. And eventually, and I hate to say this, but if what you're saying is valid, not saying it's not, but if what you're saying is valid, then that means Juneteenth eventually is going to phase out.
That's where they want. That's where they want to go.
It's going to phase out. Now, AJ, to answer your question, so far as July 4th, I don't really celebrate July 4th because it's not my independence to celebrate. Because clearly we had no dog in that fight. Okay. And July 4th is really just another means to say, hey, we got away from our oppressors. We oppressed some people. We built a country, and now look at us. This is how we celebrate: beer, barbecue, fireworks. We blow shit up. We eat good. We get drunk as hell. I mean, essentially, that's what it is. It doesn't, they already say it time and time again. The Constitution doesn't speak towards slavery or black people. The freedoms are nothing. So why are we celebrating a holiday that's not even meant for us? Why don't we celebrate any holidays that's not meant for us?
Right.
We celebrate a lot that's not meant for us.
Right. Yeah.
And we give all our money away to corporations that's not meant for us. And now corporations, the same corporations are gonna build a brand off of Juneteenth, and we just gonna funnel our money to them.
But see, that goes back to my original point. At the end of the day, you cannot make change if there's no constructive plan. If you do not lobby, there will not be any change. So again, you brought up that point about the Juneteenth. Nobody lobbied for that.
No.
There was nobody breaking nobody's door down about Juneteenth. So the fact that that moved is already suspicious to me. The fact that that got off the ground without anybody putting any weight behind it is immediately suspicious. And again, shows that the importance of the lobbying part, because we are being distracted and sidelined because we're not focusing on the main issues. And to AJ's point, as far as our leaders, I do believe we have people in position to do these things. What is the NAACP? What is the what is that? The a mind is too terrible to waste. The Negro African American College Fund. All of these organizations that's been in existence since before we were born. They are here. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. There's plenty of Black leaders that are in positions that maybe not in a position of power, but in a position of influence to use their word, to use their platform to advance these ideas. And again, we're going to keep coming back to Black Lives Matter because you collected money. You've collected millions. So if you've collected millions, okay, let's say the legal, let's set aside, let's say they collected, just for ballpark, 100 million over the course of time. Let's say you set aside 25% of that, or 25 million for legal fees. Where's the rest of the money going? What cause, fund, or idea have they jumped behind and put their legislative muscle behind? None. There are none. Absolutely none. I mean, not one. I can see, okay, well, you're not dealing with this, you're not dealing with that. There's nothing you're putting money behind. There's no legislation you're bringing to the table. There's no demands. After all this time, you've been marching for what? Now there's 3 years, heading on 3 years, and no change. All we got out of this is Juneteenth, a celebration instead of a change for the betterment of our people, and no political leader. Oh, hell, let's not even mention COVID, where the one time you need religious leaders to stand up and say, hey, I need to pray with my people, I need to talk to my people, you guys went underground. You didn't see these cats. They're nowhere to be seen. So how, after the COVID, am I to look at you as a religious leader with any type of credibility? And that goes across the board, not just religious leaders, political leaders, people of influence, people of power. Because NBA players could have even spoke out about this. Basketball players could have spoke out about this. Whoever, there are people in positions that could use their platform to better our situation, especially the lobbyists. Because to me, the fact that we don't have lobbyists shows that there's no real initiative. If there's no real initiative, we're just talking. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking.
Do you think that the people that you're talking about with the influence for us, like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, do you think that they're doing anything to help us? Like,
no.
So we don't have, who do we have that can do? Like, I totally agree with you. Like, but what are we gonna do? Like, what can we do? Because we don't have anybody that's basically on the front line for us. Like Al Sharpton, he got a show on MSNBC. I mean, he can't go too far helping Black people because he won't have that show. You know what I mean? All the stuff that these leaders have.
We have no Black leaders. We have none.
Nobody.
We don't have any. We don't have the closest thing we have. Put it this way: if they're still on the scene, like Al Sharpton, we all know Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson work for white supremacy. We all know that. That's been exposed a long time ago. That matter of fact, they're just like, I put them in the same page, on the same page as Candace Owens. They're the same. They just don't speak out like that much. Like they're the same people.
Yeah, at the end, the results are still the same.
Right, because you can't have all that. You can't have that. That's like selling your soul. They got devil payments. For sure. The devil payments. We gonna do just enough to make Black people think that we on their team, but we gonna keep them under control for y'all.
Yep, I agree.
And we gonna talk them down for y'all. You know what I mean?
And I use and I use those names because at the end of the day, those are the people. I'm glad you said that, Josh, because at the end of the day, those exact two names, as soon as Black people start rising up, as soon as there's some trouble, who are we gonna see? We're gonna see Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. They're gonna quickly bring their ass. They're gonna quickly bring their ass out of the cloud.
And now you're gonna see Obama. When Chris Paul, when Chris Paul, I tell people, when Chris Paul and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak in the NBA, when they officially canceled the NBA season, they said we not playing no more until we get some legislation about, because people don't understand how it goes. The NBA is $1 billion corporation. Those people are billions of dollars into the news companies and to the media companies. They knew if they not playing, they knew it was going to force that to get to the White House. Guess who they sent to the NBA? They sent Obama. They sent Obama to talk to them. And Obama said, how is this going to change anything? Go ahead, start the season, let it keep going. Why would they do that? Why would they send Obama? Obama is now part of that. And it's called the Beaujolais or something like that, the Beaujolais or something.
Is that what it's called?
It's an actual, they have an actual name.
The Boulay.
The Boulay, yeah, the Boulay.
Oh, I was about to say,
the Boulay, yeah. Beaujolais. Hey, but at the end of the day, that is what you're absolutely right. AJ, you're right. Jay, you even right. It's all tokenism. They have no real agenda for Black people. And you're right. We have no Black leaders. And I hate to say it. No, I don't hate to say it. The closest thing we have to Black leaders is Dr. Umar Johnson and Tariq Nasheed. That's the closest we got.
And
that's
you know what? I used to love Dr. Umar. Let me tell y'all. So tell me, I'm not hating on Dr. Umar because I really was out when I heard him talk the first time. I'm like, it's nobody doing this right now. It's nobody trying to build a school for Black boys, you know what I'm saying, out here. And then one day I heard him and he was talking about how he the Black Messiah or something. He was going off. Like he was going off. He was going off on somebody. I mean, the thug came out of Dr. Umar. And it made me so hurt because I'm like, we got somebody that's a voice for us that sound reasonable, but then you flip the script. He got some videos out there. He talking about, give me your grit. Give me your grit. Did y'all see this stuff?
What is he saying about that?
He said Black people spend all this money on grits, and we can just stop buying grits and give him our grit money.
I don't buy grits. I buy oatmeal. I don't eat grits. I don't eat grits.
He was on a rant about grits, about just send me your grits, and he was so aggressive, and it seemed like he got high. You know how you get high and then you just go somewhere else, you in the zone. He was like in the zone and he was talking about sending him this grit money. And I got what he was saying because I guess he like, okay, we invest all this money, millions of dollars in grits a month or something, a day. And all he needs is our grit money to do what he doing.
I mean, he would have been better off asking for the liquor money.
Something.
We spend billions in liquor. We spend more money in liquor than any other culture.
It was crazy. Like
way more than grits.
Yeah,
way more.
So Dr. Umar, I'm be honest with you. There is some things that I disagree with him about.
He loses sometimes.
But he does. He lets people get to him.
Yeah.
He takes some of that stuff personally. But like I tell people, you can say what you want about Dr. Umar. That school is up. And matter of fact, he just finished the gym. And that's all over the internet. The school is up.
I think he's doing great. I think he's great. My problem is, if you're going to be our voice of reason, don't act foolish so people can discredit you. We need you.
Very true.
So you can't be in your emotions. because you mad because somebody said something. If we need you because we don't have that much. We don't have that many people who are real willing to put their life on the line. Because I told y'all that's what happened when Black people stand up and have a profound voice. They discredit them. They find a way to discredit them or they kill them. They find a way to make their whatever they're doing null and void, like it meant nothing. You know what I mean? They find a way to do that. So and if AJ, you know that this happens because you the Black Messiah or you is some type of Black, knowledgeable, you got all the knowledge, then you should know that you can't act a fool. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get discredited.
Hey, y'all, I want y'all to also understand this too. They also symbolically gave us Juneteenth because what people don't realize is people like Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, Adamwe Gone, Shiraz Ali, Dr. James Small, there's so many people. They gave us this to try to keep us quiet because reparations is really on the table. It's really on the table. Reparations is really on the table. And they're trying to get us to forget about that. But we not. Reparations is on the table.
I seen an article about reparations.
It's on the table for real.
Them talking about it.
But they don't want to give it to us.
Now I wonder how they're going to categorize reparations because it's going to be those that get it and those that don't. Based on it probably may be based on percentage. You can't just walk in there and say, "Here's my skin color. Hey, I need reparations."
Well, that's pretty much what's going to happen because you're going to have people that's really white trying to claim black reparations.
Same thing they do with Indians. Same thing with Indians.
Yeah.
And they're like, tell me what they fail to realize is Indians were black. That's what they fail to realize. Same thing they do with Indians, but it's on the table.
I wouldn't be opposed to reparations. I think it's just going to cause a stir in the community because everybody's going to try to get it. Even those that get 1%, Black in them are going to try to go and get it, looking like, they damn near white. Oh, high yellow. Oh, I got Black in, my great grandfather was Black and I got like a drop of Black in me and this is like 0.25%, but no, you don't qualify. You don't qualify. You like a Chihuahua mixed with a Rottweiler. No, you don't. You can't make it. You can't make it. You can't do these mixed breeds. No, I hate to say it like that. But if you a Chihuahua trying to mix with a Rottweiler, no, hell no. You can't. Your ass can't get in. No.
You know what I heard about that, and I don't know how true this is, but you know how you fill out forms and it asks you what's your race? Are you Black? Are you Hispanic or other? You know what I mean? And you know how some people don't like answering it?
Yeah.
I heard if you answer those questions like if you filled out these forms, whatever, everybody got to fill them out here or there one way or another. If you answer those forms as Black African American, then you would get the reparations. But if you answered it as other or something else, then you're not gonna get nothing.
That's not a classification. That is a horrible way to classify who the hell is Black or not.
Especially seeing that it's voluntary.
Hey,
it's voluntary. It's not mandatory.
AJ, matter of fact, now that you speak, I'm glad you said something about that. I just heard what I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me that Social Security numbers actually distinguish who's Black and who's white.
I think they do.
By the even and odd numbers. By the two middle digits, if it's even, you're Black. If it's odd, then it means that you're white. Or some other.
I did not know that.
If it's even, you Black.
Hey, wait a minute. Mine is even.
Mine is odd.
You talking about the 2 digit, right?
The 2 digit.
Oh, the one in the middle.
The one in the middle.
Yeah, mine is even.
Mine is even too.
Mine's even.
Mine is even.
Oh,
yeah. That means you're Black.
Yeah.
That means you're Black. That means
nigger code.
But you know what? I think my husband's is 7-1.
Uh-oh.
So Oh, he ain't that light. He not that light.
Oh.
Hey, maybe somewhere further up the line, you know, there's some drip drops up there. You know, may want to do that. May want to do that.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I mean,
ancestry test.
It'd be nice if we both can get our own separate reparations.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's
gonna be a little lesser.
Hey,
Right, you know.
the lighter your skin, the better your connections. You know that, right?
Oh man, that's funny.
Said the lighter your skin, the better your connections.
I guess so. I wouldn't be able to tell that, but okay. So I don't know, but
we're about to go into the final word. So this is where everybody gonna get their final thoughts, speak on everything that we just came across. First, we're gonna go with you. What's your final word?
My final word on this is, at the end of the day, Juneteenth represents, I do believe it's something that should be commemorated because it is a pivotal moment in African-American lives. So I do believe it should be recognized. I do agree with AJ and Jay Smooth that July 4th is really not our holiday. It's nothing that we have to commemorate because at that time we were going through our own struggles. But with that being said, like how our conversation went, I think we should, sooner or later, we're going to have to hold our leaders and people of influence accountable to push these legislations to make these changes. Just like we were talking about, Juneteenth that's great, but nobody lobbied for that. Nobody asked for that. And that doesn't improve our lives in any way. It's a celebration. It's not legislation for protection. It's not legislation to help us. I think that's what we should be focusing our efforts.
Okay. All right, Josh, we're gonna bring it over to you.
There's a picture of Kamala Harris out there. Matter of fact, they banned me on Facebook for 48 hours because I said something about it. There's a picture of her at a table with 20 other white women.
I saw that.
Did you see that picture, AJ?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, that table was not meant for 20 white women to sit at. Okay, that's first of all. But those are the people that got this Juneteenth garbage passed.
Wait a minute. What do you mean that it was not meant for them to sit at the table?
The table that they're sitting at, if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me, I'd have to double check it. It's a table where the Black Caucus is supposed to sit to make major decisions. So when Obama did it, there was like, he had at least seven or eight Black people at the table. Okay. Kamala don't have no Black people at the table, and there's no men. They're all white women, 20 white women sitting at the table. AJ, am I lying?
Yeah, it was I thought that was supposed to be like the senators or something, they was white senators, women senators.
They're the people that push this decision. That right there should tell any Black person everything you need to know about this decision, right, about where we're going, about how they feel about you.
Right.
That a picture said, what's that saying? A picture says 1,000 words. That's the picture.
Then she had like Black slaves off in the corners, like holding their hands together.
Yeah. Yeah. You haven't, you and Jay Smooth, y'all haven't seen that picture?
Seen that picture.
Yeah, pull it up, bro.
Wait a minute, what do you mean the Black slaves in the corner holding
it
hands?
was, well, I'm gonna say, I said slaves being funny.
Yeah,
maybe that's not funny.
The people
but
that
it
were
was
serving
like
the dinner.
Staff, the servers.
The staff was all Black.
Of course.
Yeah.
But everybody making the decisions is white women sitting at the table. So at the end of the day, I want Black people to wake up and understand that you're in a war. You're in a war. Quit all the twerking. Well, no, wait a minute. Keep twerking. But but hey, I'm a fan of twerking. Now, who am I to turn down a woman twerking? So put down all the bullshit, all the garbage that we got with each other, and we have to realize we're in a real fight, a fight for freedom, a fight for our kids, and a fight for our future. We have got to realize that. If we don't understand that, we'll go another 400 or 500 years being the same way. So Juneteenth, I'm going to continue to celebrate Juneteenth as I've always have, and I didn't need the government's permission to do it. But I'm not going to turn it into a Pride Day. French toast the Pride Day. French toaster. Well, can I say French toast? Can I say that?
You can say French. That's a food.
I mean, it's too late now. The whole story again. We're gonna get banned anyway. Like, nah, you gonna wait to the end to say French toast?
so
we in so much.
So there we go. That's my final thought to that. There you go.
All right, AJ, it's all on you. Bring it home.
Well, I mess with Juneteenth too. Like, it didn't have to turn into a holiday, a national holiday. Once I found out about it, like once my eyes got open to it, that's what it is for me. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what it is for me. It's sad to me that we had to wait that long after we were supposedly already free. You know what I mean? But I mess with that. I mess with it heavy. So at the end of the day, I just think Black people, and I wanted to go back to what Yul was saying about symbolism. You know, I think we so sensitive. Black people is just really so sensitive, and if we stop being so sensitive, they won't be able to give us token things because they think they are calming our sensitivity. You know what I mean? So like you said, nobody petitioned for Juneteenth. They went out, they made Asians the safest people in the world, in the US, and they kept us vulnerable to getting murdered, to getting racially profiled. They kept us vulnerable to death, but they made these Asians the safest people. So, but because we so sensitive, and you can tell us anything and give us anything to calm us down for a minute, like the whole George Floyd thing. Oh, okay, so my man going to jail now. That should quiet them down for a minute, but what about everybody else? Like, what about everybody else that walked free? And the people after that's gonna walk free, because we don't have nothing in place. We got Juneteenth. You know what I mean? So we should be quiet for a minute. But we so worried about, like you said, Uncle Ben on the box. So they're gonna take him off. That's gonna quiet us for a minute because they took somebody who might have represented slavery or something, or a Black butler. They took him away, so that should quiet us for a minute. Or Ancient Mama, or the master bedroom. Hey, I always wanted the big master bedroom. I never thought that had anything to do with the white man, but Black people do, because they so sensitive to everything that you say and everything, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm with Juneteenth. Do I think that they should have made it a national holiday? I appreciate the day off. When I found out I was off on Friday, I was ecstatic about it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I was already messing with it before they made it a holiday. So I just think Black people just need to stop being so sensitive and start fighting for the stuff that really matters. Like, start fighting for the things that really matter and stop making these little petty things so out there so they can stop giving us things to quiet us, because we so petty. You know what I mean? We won't need to be compensated with pettiness if we stop being so damn petty.
Well spoken. I agree.
I like it. I like it. That was, and y'all came with some hard points. Y'all came with some hard points. I guess it's time for me to close it out. So
hold on, Jay. Let me put my wallet up for you close, because you close, I'll be ready Put money on the Cash App, dog. Let me put my shit up.
You want my Cash App? we pass the collection plate.
Right.
Oh man, go ahead, bro.
I don't think we speak about being woke. We speak about the injustices, and we go out, we protest, and we look at these leaders, and some of us support them. We go to church and we give them our money. We look at Black Lives Matter as if it's a major organization and they're actually working in our benefit. But it's furthest from the truth. And when people say, oh yeah, I'm woke, but what are you really woke to? You say you're woke to the racism that's going on in the country, in organizations. You're woke to the glass ceiling that's there. But how woke are you? You may say, oh yeah, I'll go out there and protest, but then you're scared to go to the picket line. You say, yeah, I'll go out there and I want to make a change, but you won't do it in your own neighborhood. But you're woke. But then you want to go out and say, oh, well, now we have Juneteenth. And you want to wear the Juneteenth shirt, but not knowing that you didn't even know about Juneteenth until just this year when they made it a federal holiday. So now you're just finding out about it. So now all of a sudden, hey, it's a big thing and we're going to celebrate. But not knowing why Juneteenth was even put in place, not knowing the historical value behind Juneteenth, not even realizing that Juneteenth was actually 3 days. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you that it took information that went across the South 3 days for people to even find out that they were free. It took 3 days for that information to travel, for them slaves to learn that they were free and they can leave because their masters didn't want to tell them. That's the historical nature of Juneteenth. But would they tell you that in high school? No. Would they tell you that in elementary school? No. Would they tell you that in Black History Month? No. So we have Black History Month, we got Juneteenth, but is Juneteenth really celebrated for us? Because it sits right dead smack in the middle of Pride Month. So we got we have the Alphabet Communities Month, the Queer Month, you know, the Drag Queen Month, all that other stuff that they come with month. And now they want to try to take Juneteenth for Black people. They got all the other communities. They got the Mexicans, they got the whites, they got the Hispanics, they got all of them in their little alphabet community, but you want the one holiday that Black people can actually stand for. We got a month, but it's the shortest damn month in the year. And we got a day that's actually in the summertime, we can actually go out and celebrate because damn, God knows we ain't trying to do nothing to celebrate in February. Not up north anyway. The most we can celebrate is inside of a museum.
Mm-hmm.
But we go down here and we got Juneteenth to celebrate and it's smack that in front of a queer month. So now we got to celebrate our day to celebrate Black people with those that can't even fly straight, pun intended. So my take on this is that we need to stay woke and vigilant. We need to turn Pride Month to an African American historical month to celebrate the heritage of Black people. Not just February. We need June too. We need June too. We don't need, you know, I'm not gonna say it. We don't need the queer folk taking over every damn thing that Black people have taken and established. If we've been celebrating this day, then we need to celebrate it for the Black people. Not celebrate it because, oh, the government gave it to us. And as for July 4th, we really need to wake up to that and push that to the side altogether. Matter of fact, how about stray away from Christmas and go with Hanukkah or some other shit like that? Why are we taking on such trivial religious and white man-made holidays and making it ours? Thanksgiving. We ain't gonna talk about the massacre that created. Oh yeah, we celebrate the massacre of Indians. We ain't gonna talk about Christmas. That's a religious holiday, but that was taken from the damn pagans because they were giving gifts to each other before the Christians even thought about the shit. But yeah, we celebrate them holidays. for what? And not even knowing the historical nature. The problem is, yes, we want to say that we're woke to the modern day, but we're not going to say that we're woke to the historical natures of everything that we've been through. But we could talk about the slavery, but we can't talk about the real things that actually matter for us to even decide on our own future. We're not going to get out there and lobby, but we're going to go protest. We're going to show them the Bible. We're going to turn the other cheek. We're going to follow Martin Luther King, but not Malcolm X. How does that make sense?
You don't.
That's my final word. We need to be more woke to the historical nature as well as where we're trying to go in the future. Where are we going? Because at the pace we're going, if they're not killing us, we're killing ourselves. We're our own self-destruction. Fuck crabs in a barrel. We're our own self-destruction. We're walking time bombs just waiting to explode. Well, that's it for Skeptical Formalities. I am your host, John J. We got Yule, we got AJ, and we got Josh. This was the panel. This was the discussion. You got comments, you got thoughts? Leave it in the comments.